Planet Vero Studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
From Studio A in sunny Florida, welcome to Beauty and the Beach Radio, where it's all about who's beautifying Vero Beach. Today's show is brought to you by Dale Sorensen Real Estate. And here's your host and glamour girl, makeup artist, Cindy Goetz.
Hey guys, welcome to Beauty and the Beach Radio. Just in case you didn't get a great intro, we want to redo that. Yeah, guys, we are splashing, okay, into the show today. Yep, we are splashing into the show. Did you guys know? I did not know this. Did you know there's an actual World Water Day? Yep, World Water Day. Guys, what would we do without our water? Seriously, I am that person right now. If you looked inside my trunk, no, there's not any, weird like dead bodies or anything, but there's actually empty jugs of water. I drink so much fresh water. It is crazy. I cannot live without it. Of course, we cannot live without it. Water is so essential to us and to animals and to our plants, to earth, to whole things that we are celebrating. So in case you didn't know about World Water Day, let me just fill you in. It actually is celebrated on March 22nd. Okay, this is World Water Day. It is an annual United Nations observation. Okay, as I told you, on March 22nd, that highlights the importance of fresh water. Okay, the day is used to advocate for the sustainable management of freshwater resources. World Water Day is about accelerating change, okay, to solve the water and sanitation crisis. Since we all need water to survive, you guys need to listen up, okay? It's all about water today. It's all about protecting it and saving it. And we have someone in the studio who's helping to save it, helping to just make our lagoons better, our waters better, our oceans better. She's teaching kids how to do this. So excited to have her. First time on Beauty and the Beach Radio. She is the science teacher at St. Edward's School. She graduated from University of Florida in Gainesville, Florida, Bachelor of Science and Wildlife Ecology, minor in zoology. And she's come to us from Harbor Branch. She was a scientist and researcher there at the Oceanographic Institute right in Fort Pierce. Please welcome our guest, Brandy Nelson.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you have such a great smile. So glad you're here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. What a wonderful subject to talk about. It's so essential. It makes people happy. If you're swimming, if you're, drinking water after, I'm a runner, so I love water. I love drinking it after a hard run,
Absolutely.
Brandy, we're going to start with a game. Okay. It's called, I made it up. I make up all my games. It's called Water Pickleball. Pickleball is very popular.
It is.
We are going to do water pickleball. Okay. And what is that? That's basically you and I are going to go back and forth for 30 seconds. Okay. 30. Okay. I think I can get my timer here. We're going to do 30 seconds back and forth. We're going to play water pickleball. And we have to, first word that comes to mind that is related to water. Okay,
Wonderful.
So we're just going to go back. I would love for Cindy to count. I don't know if she can because she's got all her fingers and toes on stuff. But if we can count how many words we can come up with in 30 seconds. So we're going to go back and forth, okay?
Okay.
Do you think you got this?
Absolutely.
Miss Science Teacher, I love it. This is a new project for your kids, right?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me get my timer ready. So we're going to do 30 seconds. Oh gosh, I'm kind of scared. I've never done this, so hopefully we'll fly through this pretty good. All right, Cindy, I think she's about got our music going. I'm just getting my little timer together, and oh gosh, I'll start it, okay? And are we ready?
I'm ready.
These are all things one words related to water. Ready and go. Rain,
Salinity.
sweat,
pH.
cells,
Turbidity.
Snow,
Biodiversity.
ocean,
Seagrasses.
tears,
Freshwater.
oh my gosh, ice,
Estuary.
Oh my gosh. What do we want? Lake.
I like it. Lagoon.
Okay, time's up. How many did we come up with, Cindy? Do we know?
It was like 20.
20. Okay. That's not bad, right?
I like it.
Oh my gosh. Can we give her a hand? That was amazing. Congratulations, Brandy. You just won in the water pickleball competition. First ever on the planet.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be a sensation. Anyway, listen, on a serious note, we are talking about water. Obviously, it's near and dear to your heart. You're teaching the kids at St. Edward's all about our water system, our lagoons, and, people, animals, the whole bit. So first of all, before we actually get into kind of what you're doing for St. Ed's, why are you so passionate about this particular topic? I mean, it seems kind of easy, but you tell me in your own words.
It does. I grew up in Florida. I was born in Florida and just always grew up in the water and free diving and fishing. And I think that instills a respect and an interest and a want to preserve and protect and love it. So I just kind of naturally moved into both freshwater and marine research. That was my love and my interest. And then I moved also into education because, it's disheartening to know that there are people that don't know about some of the ecology and the conservation issues. So kind of graduated from research into education back into research. And so that is my passion, really kind of spreading that information. And I'm so lucky to be at St. Edward's where I can really utilize both, the research and the education background. We look at the One Health approach to sciences there. And so we're integrating that human, environmental, and wildlife connection. And all of that is vital in terms of the One Health initiative and just all closely related.
Absolutely. Well, you've got an amazing program at St. Ed's for the kids, and we want to, if Cindy, if you'll get us the first one photo, we're looking at the preliminary stages. Talk to us about this vision of the preliminary stages. Talk to us about that. What's going on here?
So really, we looked at this as, we are on a barrier island, and we have this unique location, but we also have a responsibility for our students really to really foster environmental stewardship and really create leaders in environmental change. And so the first aspect was really just the bare bones of fundamentals. So safety mechanisms, really pouring through all of our water safety, our everything from, planning and forms of getting these safety mechanisms and layering that throughout the school. I then really just, pulling in things like supplies and, increasing our microscopes, increasing our lab equipment, increasing our field equipment, and really just, getting this infrastructure together so that we can basically, hit the ground running this year.
And I want to bring up something that's very important here in this topic, Brandy. This private school, St. Edward's, is actually... it has a unique location. Do you want to share where it's located?
It does. So we are on a barrier island. So basically our shores are on the boundary of the Indian River Lagoon, and then we could basically hop over the island and go to the Atlantic Ocean. So our students are typically within the lagoon or offshore and nearshore areas, recreationally. So it just makes sense that we're here. We should utilize every inch of space that we have on our campus. And I can tell you a little bit about our freshwater ecosystem that we are now clearing and designing. And then also we have a dock, we have boats, we have kayaks and paddle boards, and we can wade and seine and do all these things right here from our own shores.
Yes, you have front row access.
Absolutely.
Front row access. So I love how you're taking it up a notch because it is so important to our community, but also to your school, to St. Edward's. So to actually kind of embrace that and go, okay, we've got this. Let's just really see what it's all about and just grow with it. So I love that, Brandy.
Right. And, too, not only the fundamentals of marine and coastal sciences and everything from, biodiversity to ecosystem processing, but also stewardship in our community. We need to grow and expand within our community and really have that purpose for restoration and change.
And I know St. Edward's is so notorious for creating leaders. And so I love how you are creating that leadership there with the mindset of taking care of our planet. So I love that so much. Let's talk about goal number 1 here with this new program that you're doing, all associated with the water and your environment. Talk about the immersion in aquatic ecosystems. Talk to us about that.
Well, I think it was Cousteau who said people protect what they love.
Yes.
And, we have many students that spend a good deal of time in the lagoon, but we have really still a number of students who really have never experienced it. They've never been in the lagoon, they've never been in the ocean. And so that's what we're doing, is kind of getting them in the water. So we're bringing the classrooms outdoors, and we're incorporating everything from seining to boating to paddleboarding to kayaking. We're seining for fishes and collecting submerged aquatic vegetation data, water quality and mangroves. So just really kind of inundating them in this experiential learning. And that's where the really, really neat, interesting questions come from. They start to see, hey, what's going on here?
Were you surprised, or are you surprised at the number of students that may have not done these things before, gotten in the river or gotten in the kayak, or, these type of experiences you're giving them? We kind of assume that all of us in Florida do those type of things, but that's not necessarily true.
It's true. We do. And you can talk about seagrass. We can, they still get lectures, we still have classroom activities, but when you get them out there, and they start to see the degradation or the areas that are really biodiverse and then the areas that are not, that's where the inquiry comes in. And that's where the really good, deeper questions come about. And that's the really golden catalyst for them really running with that and really expanding their critical thinking and making them, shaking them up a bit and making them realize, hey, this is our responsibility. These are the mechanisms for change. This is what needs done. And this is how it affects the environment.
Love that. All right. So we're talking about, the first goal was immersion in aquatic ecosystems. The second goal is knowledge of Florida ecosystems. Talk to us. You're talking about it now, but talk to us more about that.
So in terms of knowledge, we're looking at everything from, watersheds and connecting even the ones that are really in the lagoon a lot and they're offshore. And they really understand the species that are in the lagoon. A lot of them don't understand that the freshwater, that the healthy, vital freshwater resources that are coming in from the watershed to the lagoon, that's vital. That's really what's affecting our water quality. And so we're looking at everything from watersheds and terrestrial environments down into vegetation, so seagrass beds, the biodiversity within those, everything from invertebrates to vertebrates. We're looking at things like mangroves and larger charismatic megafauna, like our sea turtles and our cetaceans. So really kind of taking it full circle and really having them understand not only the fundamentals of taxonomy and what lives in the lagoon, but really the processes and what's affecting them. And I think that's what I was really interested to see, is they were actually really fascinated by that, understanding that fresh water that comes into the estuary is vital. That's where a lot of our water quality issues can come from and how they affect the biodiversity. So we're really kind of running from biodiversity to ecology and management as well.
Wow. All right. So goal number 2, knowledge of our ecosystem. Goal number 3, field and laboratory research skills. That sounds fun to me. Talk to me about that.
So we want them to have an edge over their peers, right?
Sure.
And so what we're doing is we're looking at research groups, especially, in relation to our marine and our coastal areas and these labs, and just basically looking at what type of skill sets do we need for them to be successful in a scientific environment. So we're looking at that, and everything from project design to data collection and methodology. So how do they collect seagrass data? How do they collect water quality? These skill sets, microscopy, how do they use a seine net? How do they use a plankton net? And how do they take that project from that hypothesis, these observations and these questions into data analysis and research posters, and really just taking that full circle. So we're really kind of taking marine science and breaking it apart and figuring out what skill sets are needed for all of that diverse area, those diverse fields in marine science, so that they are basically going into a university setting and already having these skill sets, which is quite a phenomenal step for these students.
Wow, I love the dissection. I do. I mean, you've really just taken it bit by bit. It's so amazing. Goal number 4, Brandy, let's talk about the collaborations.
Okay, so, oh, go ahead.
Just the collaboration and the community involvement. Let's talk about that.
So in terms of community involvement, we want to look at things like research seminars. So taking our students to these university areas and having them really get that critical real world application. So we, for example, went to the Indian River Lagoon Symposium recently with some of the students to show them this is the current research. This is what's really going on in the lagoon. This is how it's done. They also have the advantageous opportunity to talk to some of those research scientists and get those contacts. And so seeing that current research, we are currently working. We have collaborations with Harbor Branch. We've received bivalves, so oyster spat, so small juvenile oysters, and we're working on growth studies and then restoration for oysters in the Indian River Lagoon. We're also working with dolphin observations, utilizing camera systems. We're going to be putting.
I want to do that.
I know. So exciting. So things like that, everything from larger megafauna to invertebrates that a lot of people really look over. And so kind of collaborating with universities like that so that they realize they're taking this knowledge and understanding there's a real world application. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not just learning this. This is really how it's done. And giving them that confidence and those skill sets to move forward and start thinking of their own research ideas. We're also working with Orca. We have fish samples that we process, and the students process those fishes, and then Orca is analyzing those fishes for toxicology. And we're also working with them with shoreline restoration as well. And these are the things that we want to expand. So this is, what we just started with this year, and we want to expand this as we move forward.
That's bold. I love that.
It's been a wonderful, really wonderful collaborations already, and people have really been pretty fantastic about coming in and saying, hey, would your students be interested in doing this? And from what I've seen, the students are really kind of jumping in and being fantastic stewards so far.
So Brandy, to wrap this up before we go to break, talk to us about the overall vision here with the waters, whether it's saltwater, freshwater. What is the overall vision for our listeners? What would you say?
So in terms of our school, number one, just utilizing every square inch that we can on campus. We have a freshwater ecosystem area that we have cleared all of the invasive vegetation from, and as funding becomes available, putting in a dock system, getting vegetation and stocking, with invertebrates to really just pull them and immerse them in freshwater ecosystems. And then in our coastal areas, like I said, we utilize that quite a bit, utilizing our beachfront on our Indian River Lagoon, but really strengthening that as well, increasing our experiential and inquiry-based learning. And it certainly doesn't negate our classroom work and our lectures and our activities, but it really does supplement and give them that hands-on opportunity to just really, as a catalyst, for them to be excited about learning and really dive into marine and coastal science.
Wow. Well, you got me excited, Brandy. I'm so excited for you and your students right there at St. Edward's School. We have to go to a station break. We're going to take a water break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Waves Auto Spa, known as Vero's fastest and finest. A car wash known for their quality equipment and attention to detail by a friendly and courteous staff. Waves offers soft cloth technology, and a top-notch detail center will help preserve the value of your car. Waves now offers windshield chip repair, and in most cases, it doesn't cost you a dime. Spend less time and get a better quality experience for you and your car at Waves Auto Spa, US 1 Vero Beach, across from Kmart Plaza. Open 7 days a week.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats, and chairs, including lots of slipcover styles from Universal, Four Seasons, and Capri. We also have a gallery of Tommy Bahama and Lexington furniture with styles designed for a relaxed approach to the finer things in life. Right now, we're having a summer sale with lots of great markdowns, including all pictures, lamps, and accessories half price. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in Vero Beach next to Planet Fitness. Family owned and operated since 1991. Don't forget to visit our outlet and closeout store directly across the street and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture brightens up your day. Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day.
Blue Dolphin Pools strives to provide quality service with a well-trained staff in the field and in the office. They want you to know that your pool or spa investment means much more to them than just another account. They believe you have entrusted them with your investment, and they'll do their best to see that it stays in top condition. Blue Dolphin Pool has been in business over 35 years, setting them apart from the competition. Residential or commercial, Blue Dolphin will keep you in the swim. 567-5853.
Hey guys, we're back from our water break. We are talking about World Water Day. You guys were celebrating that on March 22nd. So get yourself your favorite water or donate to your favorite water organization. I mentioned to you earlier that Brandy came from Harbor Branch, and she also actually worked with Orca, which are great organizations. If you feel like you want to make some type of donation, I think they would love that in honor of World Water Day, March 22nd. Guys, we want to thank Dale Sorensen Real Estate for always making sure that we can get these people on air that are beautifying Vero Beach. And of course, we have Brandy Nelson with St. Ed's, so we are so appreciative of that. And also Varietals, who always supply a wonderful beverage for our guest right there on Royal Palm Point. So Dale Sorensen and Varietals, thank you so much for making sure our guests are totally taken care of. You guys, we're going to wrap it up with Brandy Nelson. She's got a great program, an environmental program right here at our St. Edward School on A1A. And if we could wrap it up and try to picture it to somebody who doesn't live here, and what would you say to them about the program, and what gets the kids excited? What gets you excited? Kind of wrap that up for us.
Well, I think the first thing is just community change. We have a responsibility, and our students, as leaders in environmental change and stewardship, we want them to be a part of the community. And I think they realize that there are mechanisms for change, and through these restoration projects and through these hands-on and experiential learning opportunities, that's where I see them light up. That's where I see them see the mechanisms for change, the opportunities to tie what they're learning in the textbook and in the classroom out with real-world application. We do tie it more with research-based opportunities and research-based thinking. But I think these opportunities of community change and the program offering this research inquiry-based experiential learning opportunities are what really ties it in for our students. They're always smiling, in the field and when they have their hands-on laboratories. So we want to just strengthen this in the future and just keep growing.
I want to ask you, as a teacher, what is your favorite activity so far that you've done with the kids? What do you like? Well, you go, oh my gosh, we have to make sure we do this next year. Like, what has been so far your favorite project with them?
We haven't moved into our larger megafauna. We've worked with probably fishes and seining and getting them out there to collect these fishes and tie that in with habitat, and water quality. I think fishes always seems to be the most exciting of the units. We're working on shrimps and crustaceans and things right now in marine sciences. And the invertebrates, aren't always as they don't get the rock star, but I would say getting them out on the boats and getting them seining in the lagoon and shoulder deep in the water and collecting. That's where you see the big smiles and the the good questions.
Well, I love how you're empowering the students to know that they can make change, and that is powerful, Brandy.
Thank you for having me.
And can I just say, as we close out, she's got a beautiful shirt on with coral. She's got all kinds of sea life, so she's in true form
Probably
here.
has shrimp legs on it
I
from the
love
lab
it.
today.
Brandy Nelson, thank you so much.
Thank
Happy
you.
Water Day, everybody.